Well, percenters, welcome back to 1424 Basketball Training, where the goal is to take 14 minutes, 24 seconds, or 1% of your day to get better. For those that are new, welcome. I'm Coach Tommy. I'm a former psychologist, now a performance enhancement specialist and basketball coach. On this channel, I simplify life and basketball into 3 buckets: mind, body, and craft. In today's teaching tape, Game 7, Clippers versus the Mavs. So let's see what we can do to improve our minds today. Staples Center, LA's allowing some people in. I heard on the broadcast it was about 8,000 people. LA is still very, very weird. Try to go eat out at a restaurant and it's all packed. There's no servers. It's like 25, 50% capacity. It's super weird. I hate it. Ended up going to a few different restaurants and then just getting takeout. Couldn't wait 45 minutes for a basic restaurant. It's terrible. Anyways, the stars aligned yesterday and I was actually able to watch this game. The first quarter was crazy. So let's see what they put in the highlights. It'll be good to see what actually makes it into the highlights from what I saw in the game. So I saw most of the game. So they both came out in a zone. And there's that 2 dribble pull up. So remember the 5 moves that you need, the 5 moves you need to master for really, if you want to be a master of this game, is 1 dribble pull up, 2 dribble pull up, catch and shoot, 1 dribble pull up, 2 dribble pull up. Everything else, like I said, is a branch or a branching off of these particular moves. So you could go, right, 1 dribble pull up, 1 dribble step back, 1 dribble step back, and you can go 1 dribble bounce out, right, 1 dribble bounce out. You can go 2 dribble step back, right, 2 dribble, bounce out. It turns into like a giant tree. And the further and further you get away from these main branches, the more you're hiding. And so, like I said, the very, very elite, the masters, they don't have a lot of moves. They don't need a lot of moves. So Kawhi Leonard's one of them. Sometimes he gets to it. DeRozan, Devin Booker, Kobe Bryant, Magic, MJ, Carmelo Anthony, Kevin Durant. So here we go, talking about off-ball movement versus on-ball movement, right? So clearly the Clippers' game plan was to get it out of Luka's hands as much as possible. They got Kawhi Leonard on him the whole time instead of allowing Marcus Morris or Pat Bev or any of these other guys. It was either Kawhi Leonard or Paul George most of the game. So the big double, early double, get it to Boban. He's a gigantic target at the nail. I like how Porzingis, instead of standing around at the 3-point line, started cutting. Got a few dunks off of it, super easy dunks, but Porzingis is way overrated. He shrinks. Porzingis shrinks. Luka just needs to get a little bit quicker, a little bit more burst. But Luka is really, really good. Batum, really, really nice plays in the game. Like he made some really big winning plays. Boban, I think he's from Serbia too. Teaching tapes feel way different when I know what's happening or when I know the outcome. Terrence Mann had a really, really good game. The other guys are the Luka, Jesus Christ. Right, Luka was doing whatever the hell he wanted on anybody. And when these things are going for him early, like these little pullback threes in Batum's face, he had like 20 points in the first quarter. Rondo was next here, boom, little step back on Rondo. He took 1 bad shot or 1 ball slipped out of his hand and he got an air ball and one kind of layup at the end of the quarter that he missed. I think he would have went like 10 for 10 or 8 for 8 with 20 points. But Kawhi was pretty much locked in the whole game. Like that. That was the one that he missed. Luka's cold, man. Luke Kennard had a huge game. Huge game. He had some very, very timely threes. So when I talk about snipers, the roles, right? Playmaker, sniper, scorer, slasher, and defender. Snipers, you got to be prepared. And Luke Kennard, he was prepared. He doesn't get a lot of minutes. He's in and out of the rotation. He doesn't know when he's going to come. But when he's on the court, he got the ball. He shot with confidence. That's like a coach's dream. Throw a guy in. He's prepared. He's ready to go. He hits big shots. He's not afraid of the moment. Game 7. Experience, no experience don't matter. You've been playing basketball all your life. So when I talked about, I don't know what game it was when I was saying the game is going to become more and more zone and it's going to become more and more football. So you get Kawhi at the nail, and they got to come in. It's a simple second. But if these zones don't evolve, like I don't think I'm smart enough, or I haven't had the need to actually think about what type of zone schemes that I would deploy. But a basic like 2-3 like this is I don't know, it's elementary. Like get it to the nail, kick it to the corner. The game is pretty simple, but you have to make it a little bit more complicated because these offensive players are just way too good now. So it's going to be one of those things where you play loose defense um, until maybe the fourth quarter. You have to keep it within range, but you don't really play defense until the fourth quarter, the last 5 minutes of the game or so. Either that, or you just have to have a whole bunch of players, a whole bunch of qualified players. Luka. Like these are stupid. These are stupid hard. He just makes it look so easy. Terrence Mann, big time, dude. I've been saying from the beginning of the season or whenever I started doing these teaching tapes, he needs more minutes because he's the only one with energy on this team. Like that type of passion, like this is infectious. This gets Batum, who's normally pretty quiet, going. That gets Reggie Jackson, who's normally pretty quiet, going. Right? You need this type of energy. Like, you get a little golf clap out of Pat Beverly. Marcus Morris, he's a pretty fiery guy. But I don't think he's like a vocal type leader. Paul George is pretty quiet normally. Here it is again, right? Quick double from Clippers. Get it out your hands, right? This by any other means would be considered a fancy pass, but like I said, passing is the most important skill. Right? Get it to the nail, boom, locate where everything's coming. Right? One guy, he sinks to the baseline. Porzingis, instead of standing here, goes right to the open gap. Simple little dime. Finney Smith had a good game. Boban had a good game. For you guys that are scorers, like super scorers, like I saw Trey Burke get into the game. I know he gets 0 minutes, but there was one play during the game I saw him lock up half court. He made somebody fall. I think it was Reggie Jackson. He made him fall and trip, and they called a foul. But that was, I thought, a really, really big play for teaching and coaching. He's a super killer in terms of scoring, but he gets into the game and he doesn't play many minutes, so he has to pick up full court, try to affect the game in some other way. I don't even think he scored, but he was put in the game because he can score. Brunson wasn't scoring, and then Rick Carlisle kept him in because he was doing good defensively. Simple snake. I come across, controlled fade. Kawhi Leonard had the quietest, like 40 points or something like that. Bobby. Like that, fired up. For some reason, like you don't get as fired up if Marcus Morris was hitting some big time threes. But sometimes when you just go in there and you're attacking and you're aggressive, you take some contact, you body somebody up, it feels more powerful. And you don't get that by shooting threes. Um, Very rarely. Maybe those deep threes give you that momentum like a crazy dunk or a layup, but not like regular threes. Trade Porzingis, get him out of there. Luka needs some real help. So he makes a nice move here, right? A little high five here. Like nobody's pumped. Like this is part of Kawhi's demeanor, right? Like he's always stoic. But these guys, in this instance, they should be allowed or they should let loose. They should let loose their arms, like jump up and down, like it should be more than what happened there. Like this is huge play out of Kawhi Leonard. This is when he's locked in defensively, like wait for you to, and then just Luka was cooking, man. He slowed down and it looked like he kind of got injured in the fourth quarter or in the third. Started slowing down, couldn't drive anymore. Kawhi was putting the clamps on him, making him take the difficult shots instead of easier, closer ones. Luke Kennard. Like this was big. Like swing, 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 corner sniper. He is like 40 something percent on the season. That boy can shoot. So pretty. Look at this. Show the ball high. Boop, get him out the way. Reverse. Luke Kennard, man. And then he had that one. Look at Boban, man. Like, why? Porzingis is useless. He's useless. I mean, they've gone so analytics with Porzingis. They've taken away his biggest strength, which is his height. Like they've taken that all away and turned him into like a stationary 3-point shooter. He has to learn how to mix it up. They have to learn how to mix him up. Like when the game started getting tight, right? The Clippers started slowing down. I mean, they started coasting. They thought they were just gonna win. All you gotta do is look, they're in their zone, drop these two guys all the way to the baseline, and just post the shit up out of Kawhi Leonard at the mid post. Like, who's gonna guard him, right? So he could easily, right, just step through and shoot over Brunson. He can fade this way if you wanted. If the double team comes, swing it to one of your shooters, right? If they go to Paul George, swing it to the corner. I mean, it's so easy to manufacture shots with Kawhi Leonard, especially if the Clippers actually did some stuff. Nice pass here, right? So when milliseconds matter, Boban, like you take so long to pivot and turn and get up. great block by Batum, man. And he waits for it. He jumps up in the air. Right, he timed it. He's waiting for him to show it, and probably like the first time Boban's ever been blocked. Like this, like Boban, he needs to be able to keep that ball up a little bit higher. But here, right here, pass fake right here. When you turn back, that thing's got to be a little bit higher. But he has evolved. He has a decent little touch. I mean, Boban is definitely effective. This was a gigantic shot. Clippers are just doing nothing for like 5, 6, 7 possessions in a row. Reggie Jackson just this is not a good shot. I mean, Kawhi Leonard. I wish you would have, went to the rack on that instead of pass it. But Reggie Jackson was huge down the end. These buckets down the end for Luka. I mean, they're showing highlights for Luka, but this was like they're just trying to get the game over. Right. And then Clippers felt that Luka magic was coming. He was trying to bring him back. Like right here, just simple, like pump fake, side jab, one dribble pull up. Right. When it comes down like late in the game, right, you see a Luka drive, but for the Clippers, right, what did it come down to? Right, just a simple catch and shoot. Boom. On the other end, everyone's staring at Kawhi, side jab, one dribble pull up. Right. That's how the game comes down, man. Here we go, dagger. Right. And Luka's mad. But I mean, down the end, right? Is Kawhi Leonard a scorer? No, I think really at heart, Kawhi Leonard is a defender first. Defender first, scorer second, maybe even playmaker. Defender and then playmaker, because it's like right here. What would Kobe have done? What would Kobe have done? I don't know, dribble this way, come back, spin, do something here. I mean, this whole side looks open, right? So dribble, get over there somehow, pass it. Oh, come get it right back, and then throw this thing up off the glass like he did against Miami and D-Wade that one time. In the big moments, Kawhi is making the quote unquote right play. Luka's more of a scorer than Kawhi Leonard. I mean, like down the end, Luka went into one-on-one mode, and then he padded his stats like crazy. But like this, he wasn't giving it up. So roles versus personalities. Clippers have to win as a team, man. Kawhi Leonard's not that stone cold killer. I hope they don't get into close games. Looks like they'll be matched up against the Jazz, I think. Yeah, the Jazz. That should be an interesting matchup. They're like, God damn, Luka, thank you. Thank you for missing a couple shots. You're cold blooded, bro. Come to LA, man. Come to LA, dude. We need your help, man. LeBron's out of here. Come to LA. Finney Smith, 18 points, huge game out of him, unexpected. Tim Hardaway, decent game, could have shot better. Luka, something was wrong with his free throws. I don't know why he's missed so many free throws. Porzingis, like I said, 0 of 5, 6 of 12. I mean, if he's brought there to shoot threes as a 7-footer, pretty useless. Boban had a great game. Nobody else got significant minutes. Got to go with your dogs. They brought in DeMarcus Cousins, Pat Beverly. They don't even get off the bench. Yogi Ferrell, I kind of like him. He's too little. He don't get no minutes. Rondo, I don't see the fire. Maybe he's that locker room leader. Zubac relegated to the bench. Terrence Mann, way to step up big time. Him, Luke Kennard played gigantic minutes. But this is the versatility when you have. I'm sure Zubac is going to play a lot more. DeMarcus Cousins probably playing in the next series with Rudy Gobert a little bit. Paul George, great job on the free throws. His shooting percentage is terrible. He's too casual sometimes. I like him, but sometimes he's too casual. That's the Clippers' problem. They make it to the next round, man, but I hope they find some spirit or some passion. Oh, what did you guys learn? I learned that the highlights are a little bit skewed, obviously. But I already knew that. You already knew that. Good job, Luka. Luka's a legend. Dirk, Larry Bird 2.0, 3.0. And Kawhi Leonard, he needs to lead vocally somehow with his passion, not just with his play. If the Clippers want to make it out, I mean, the Jazz are going to be a lot tougher than the Mavericks. All right, guys. Until next time, take 14 minutes, 24 seconds, or 1% of your day to get better. Peace.